did I get myself into this? Again! I got myself into this. This is a horrible thing. Rain backwards Britain. What can get worse? What can get worse? Oh my gosh. Oh, no. What can get worse, guys? What can get... Oh, no! Oh, well, that's over. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Backwards Series Challenge for, I think, number 9 this is, at the British Grand Prix. Guys, if you have not checked out the earlier Backwards videos, go check them out. I haven't made one in a long time, but we're officially back here with AlphaTauri for the Backwards Series Challenge. Of course, if we're going to be driving for AlphaTauri, we've got to pick one of our drivers, Pierre Gasly or Danny Kvyat. Which one are we going to go for? We're going to go with Pierre Gasly, recent race winner at the Italian Grand Prix. Only makes sense. So let's get into this Backwards Series Challenge. If you have not checked it out earlier, I'll post a link to the playlist down below after this stream is ended, or actually it'll just be there when it starts. But let's go into our outlap as we head into this Backwards Series Challenge. If you don't know what this is, I drive the circuit backwards and I try and turn around the car in this manner. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go into turn 1, nice place right here, turn around the car and go the opposite direction. Now what we usually do is we do an out lap, a flying lap, and an in lap. So this will be our out lap. We're going to get used to the track itself, as I almost spin the car, but thankfully we don't. Then we go in for a flying lap. The flying lap is to try and get used to the track itself, or not to get used to, that's for the out lap. It's trying to set a good lap around the circuit. And then the in-lap is to talk about the circuit itself, and at the same time, we're going to have to deal with the AI. And another thing that's even harder, guys, is that I've added 2 new things to the Backwards Series Challenge. Full damage. We have now moved into the era of full damage. It used to be reduced, but now we're going to go into the full damage mod. And, not the mod, but, it's a full damage on the cars. And the second thing that we're going to do, of course, is it is raining. Of course, it is raining at Britain. Heavy rain, the worst rain you could ever predict, and this is the hardest thing I've ever tried. So, and also we have to meet with these guys, the AI, so we have to drive our lap with the AI cars. Absolutely going to be the hardest thing ever, but we're going to have to deal with it, so it's another obstacle for us to get, or for them to get in our way, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. For damage, if you don't know how to do, if you haven't watched the series so far, and stuff like that, if you have watched the series, that would be the better term to use here. If you haven't watched the series, you do know that I like to do yellow wing damage if it is on yellow, or lower we get to keep out. If it's on orange or red, we have to restart. I'm assuming we'll never get yellow or lower, because every single time we crash into an AI car, we'll be out of the race and have to restart. But hopefully that cannot happen, and we're also dealing with the rain. But so far, the British Grand Prix outlap has been pretty good. We're looking pretty good for hopefully a good lap around the circuit itself. We're also going to have to deal with these AI cars probably twice during the lap. That's how these backwards challenges usually work out. But anyway, let's try and get this lap underway. We're going to kind of slow down about now and then come into our flying lap. And I'm trying to commentate over the every single corner. I probably will mess up. But coming down into the last 2 corners, which would be turn 1 and turn 2 of Farm, I do believe that's what it's called. And now I can't remember now. But anyway, coming down into Vale now for turn 18. It would be turn 18. This is our turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3. And I gotta say, this is the hardest point of the entire section, because you're braking so late. Even here, right here, I'm having to break the car down, and even this is super hard. So it doesn't really work out because you have to go kind of wide. But now, one of my favorite parts, which is, I do believe this is, now I can't remember. Turn 15, whatever turn 15 is. It's backwards, so I'm having an issue and trying to figure out what is which. But now coming into Mackett's and Beckett's. AI is the worst place where we're going to see. Switch to the other side of the track. Ooh, that's beautiful. Now I'm trying to get very close. Ooh, very close to Latifi. That was very close. Now coming to Mackett's and Beckett's, which I absolutely love frontwards, but it is just 100 times better the backwards track as well. You just flat out through most of it. Nice and even curbs. Now coming through Stowe now, which is turn 9. No idea what turn it is backwards. Very nice exit as we get there. As we come down the straight now. No DRS. We're using everything we have with the overtake. Now into Luffield now, which is turn 7 on the frontwards track. Not sure what it is on the backwards. I'm not keeping track here. Now turn 6, whichever like I said, whatever this is. Now coming through, this is an excellent exit. We're getting really good exits down the straight here, which has usually DRS, but there's no DRS, of course, because it is raining. Now I'm going to switch to the other side of the track, because now we come into the tight section of turn 5, turn 4, and turn 3. We have to avoid the AI cars, which we do perfectly. That's really good. Now coming through the last of the 2 corners, or 3 corners, sorry. This is a very difficult corner, not just on the frontwards track, but on the backwards track as well. Now coming through the final 2 corners, now flat out through both of these. Really loving these, kind of cutting the curbs there, but you want to do that. Now we come across the line, and that's a lap around the circuit of Silverstone. So it was a pretty good lap, I gotta say. I really like the circuit backwards, actually, guys. Of course, I say this every single time. It's always a pleasure to come to these backwards tracks and also the frontwards tracks as well, because the frontwards tracks are absolutely phenomenal, but these backwards tracks, they're something else, guys. They are something else. And by the way, if you want to test this out by yourself, do exactly what I say right here. All you need to do is turn the rules and flags off, as we almost hit Ocon there. Don't hit Ocon. You don't want to hit Ocon. Oh my goodness! That was close. Russell was at like 1 million miles per hour as we're going into the first of the Maggots and Beckett's section. And my goodness, I can't believe it did not hit that Williams. Thankfully, we didn't. But yes, if you want to check this out, before I get interrupted here, I'm going to say it real quickly. Rules and flags, you want to turn that off, and you're good. But anyway, I think this is going to be it, guys. It's been a pretty good lap. We had a pretty good flying lap. Outlap was pretty good as well. Now we're coming in on the in-lap and just discussing the circuit itself. Very neat corners. This corner right here is super fun, which I did not expect, actually, because you're almost flat out through here, and you think that you're going to go off into the grass, but you actually don't. It's really nice. Now coming into the straight, and now we're going to try and avoid the AI. Switch to the other side of the track, because the AI will be going on the inside. You want to try and avoid the AI, especially if you're on Grand Prix mode. And now we've passed all of them, and now we're off the track, and that's a horrible exit. That's actually probably I think this is the only time we've gone off track, like, completely. So I gotta say, I mean, that was pretty good, guys. I gotta say, that was pretty good, especially in rainy conditions like this, to not go off the track, like, completely and spin the car. We did pretty good. So that was it of the outlap, the flying lap, in the in-lap. I'm gonna leave it with just this. I don't know what to call it, I guess, the broadcasting menu here. And I gotta say, guys, I was not expecting this, because I was expecting to end off the video like this, you know, showing our car going around the circuit. But for some reason, the cameras, they don't have the best camera angles, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. But look at this onboard shot, just coming through turn 15, that is, and now we're coming up to the AI cars. I wonder, maybe sometime when we're in multiplayer, we can get an onboard from maybe someone I know, and we can see what it's like when a backwards car is going the other way and heading straight for you. I bet it's the worst feeling, and it's something that you want to see. But here's the camera angle I was talking about. Horrible camera angle, but of course we are driving backwards. But guys, that's going to be it from the backwards challenge. I'll see you for round 10, or the 10th round, of course, which will be Monaco. That'll be fun. And guys, subscribe, like to the channel, and guys, I'm Broomhandle, signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.